Hi,
Hi, Archie.
aka Bob and Beb.
Bob and Beb, book eating boy and bear on bike. How are you today?
Very good.
Okay. Well, I noticed that we are on slide 52 out of 59, so we might have to pause at some point to get the next section ready. Okay, but we'll see. Right now we are starting a chapter called The Secret Language. Dun, 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 dun. That sounds kind of exciting. Now remember that Jack.
I know what's the secret language. The secret language is on the matchbook.
Oh, well, remember that this truck just arrived and one of the other park assistants is driving it. His name is, let's see what his name is.
Wong.
His name is Wong. So Jack and Fong are going to get into the truck with Wong and they are going to go.
No, it is not Wong. Wong is it's not Wong, it's Wong.
Wong.
Yes.
Okay, so right here, Wong and Fong are going to be in the truck with Jack. So, you know, I'm not very comfortable with that because, you know, one of the number one rules that adults give kids is do not get into a car with someone you don't know. Ever, ever, ever. It's a very important rule. And so this book is not really setting a good example for kids because here is Jack getting into a truck with two people that he doesn't know. On the other hand, this book, my goodness, they've got a 9-year-old kid being a secret agent traveling around the world on his own, and his parents don't even know it. So this book is definitely not very much like the real world. Well, within minutes of them driving down the dirt road, Fong reached into a compartment in the dashboard and pulled out a packet of cigarettes. Oh no, this gets worse. This is horrible. Oh no.
What cigarettes?
What are cigarettes?
And what's dashboard?
Oh, two very good questions. Maybe I need to show some pictures. Let me see. Okay, first things first, this is a cigarette. Cigarettes are very, very bad. Don't ever smoke a cigarette in your whole life. Got it? And it's not.
I know.
And it's not good.
But my dad likes cigarettes.
Oh, well, try not to be around him when he's smoking cigarettes.
I know, but he will be very close to me.
Oh dear. All right, this is inside a car.
And when he uses a cigarette, I just put on a mask or something.
Oh, okay, well that probably helps a little bit. Okay, so inside a car, this whole thing right here is called the dashboard. And this part right here, so right here is something that you can open. It's like a door. It's like a little compartment. And you can pull it open and you can have stuff inside of it, like a map or some wet wipes or tissues or a flashlight. So that's what they're talking about. They're opening up this little compartment in the dashboard. All right, so that's what the little compartment is. A compartment is a little space that you can have something in it. And he pulled out a packet of cigarettes. So this is not good because poor Jack should not have to be near someone, especially inside a car or truck where someone else is smoking. And he then pulled a book of matches. Ooh, Do you remember we saw the book of matches in the last class, right? So do you remember what that looks like?
Yes.
Okay, so here is a matchbook, and this has matches in it. These are matches. And so you could take a match out and then you would rub it against, on the other side of this matchbook will be this stripe that's really rough. And if you rub the match on it, it will make the match have fire. So you can use it to make fire. Many restaurants, this says restaurant, this says hotel. Many restaurants or hotels will offer matchbooks for free for anyone who is going there. And then on the outside of the matchbook, it will have the name of that hotel or restaurant. So it's kind of a way that they can advertise their business. Well, remember that this was a clue, because back here, where is it? Right here. This is a clue that Jack had found on the ground, and it was a matchbook, and on it were some Chinese characters and a flower. And so we think it's the name of a place where whoever dropped the matchbook on the ground must have gotten it from a place. Maybe the place had this name. So here is someone who uses a book of matches. Well, that's very interesting, right? Because a book of matches is a clue. So he took out the book of matches, you can also call it a matchbook, compound word, from his shirt pocket and lit a cigarette. Oh no, Miss Camp does not like this. I do not think the author of a children's book should have put this into the book. After taking a long, extended puff, Fong rolled down the window and tossed the empty matchbook out. But the wind from the speeding truck sent the matchbook flying into the back and onto Jack's lap. Okay, so Jack was sitting in the back seat. So Fong threw the matchbook out the front window, but the wind blew it in the back window and it landed on Jack's lap. Talk about having a clue land right in your lap. Uh-oh. Fong doesn't look very happy. Now, this was Fong that lit the cigarette, right? I'm getting Fong and Wong mixed up. Okay, so it was Fong. All right, so Jack picked it up and passed it over the front seat to Fong. And he said, "Excuse me, Fong," he said, "this blew back inside." And he said, "Give me that." Oh, he's not very nice. Fong snapped. So snapped is a way of talking that is not very nice. You're not being friendly. As he turned around and grabbed it from Jack. "Keep your hands off my things." Boy, he didn't want his things. He threw it out the window. Why is he getting mad at Jack? That doesn't make sense. He just does not look like
Look at the matchbook.
I know. Do you see that? I noticed that. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's compare. I'm going to take a little picture here. And then I'm going to copy this. And let's go back to where we found that clue. Here it is, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, here it is. Let's see if it's the same.
Yes. And I saw the flower down
Oh,
there.
okay.
The
Yeah.
matchbook.
So I'm not very good at Chinese writing here. I don't know which stroke you do first. You do this one first, and then this one, and this
No,
one.
no, no.
Oh,
No. Oh, write it.
this one first,
Right.
right? And then this one, and this one.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
So this one first.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
those look exactly the same. So let's go back to where we are. And I think you were correct that, let me get rid of this. Yeah, I can see the little bit of the flower there too. You're right. All right, that's a really good clue. You and I, we have eagle eyes. That means we can see as well as an eagle. We can see little details far away. We're very observant. Jack sat back in his seat in a state of shock. Why was Fong being so nasty? Right? This means mean. He knew that Fong had been upset about him staring at his mole. Well, he doesn't know that for sure. This is the mole. The mole is this brown spot on his face. That's called a mole, M-O-L-E. And here it says he knew, and he did not know, he assumed. Assuming is, assuming is different from knowing. Okay, so he assumed. Assumed means you think you know. You're pretty sure you know. You're confident that you're right, but you don't actually know for sure. But that's what he thought that Fong had been upset about, him staring at his mole. But this was taking things a bit too far. To make matters worse, Wong began to laugh at what Fong had said, and the two of them were now sniggering together. Sniggering is kind of a fancy word for giggling, but maybe in a little bit of a mean way. Jack was starting to feel uncomfortable. You think? I would be very uncomfortable if I was Jack. Maybe he shouldn't have taken a ride with Wong and Fong after all. Hello, I totally agree with that. Should not have taken a ride with them. The only reason he did so was because he thought Fong might be useful in gathering. He thought Fong might be useful in gathering information about the panda. Now the two teenagers were talking to each other in Chinese, and Wong was looking at Jack in the rearview mirror with a nasty expression on his face. Okay, so let's see if our dashboard has a rear view mirror in it. Nope. Boy, this does not have a rear view mirror. The rear view mirror would be this thing. And in it, you would be able to look in it and see what's behind you. Okay? That's called the rear view mirror. There was only one thing to do, and that was to figure out what these guys were saying. Oh, I totally agree. What he needs is to have Archie with him to tell him exactly what Wong and Fong are saying to each other, except that
no, he could use secret language decoder.
Oh, that's good. That's good, because Miss Camp would not allow Archie to be in the car since there are two people, Wong and Fong, who we don't know who they are. They are strangers, and we do not get in the car with strangers. Well, let's see. Quietly, Jack opened his book bag and pulled out his secret language decoder. Dun, 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 dun. This gadget could not only listen in on conversations and translate what someone was saying into English. So you can see here's Jack secretly spying. He's not really spying. I mean, they're talking right in front of him. He's right there. They just don't think that he understands what they're saying. So it could secretly translate it into English. It could also read foreign text. Foreign text would be the language written down, the language that's not your own language, and having it be written down. It was one of the GPF's most useful tools. When Jack pushed the black button on the top of the silver box, a short wire with a microphone on the end popped out. He pushed some buttons which told the box to listen in on what Fong and Wong were saying and translate it from Chinese into English. As the decoder listened, Jack watched the illuminated screen in the middle. pretty fancy. Let's see what they're saying. I'm very curious. Uh-oh, this doesn't sound good. Here you can see this is Fong and this is Wong. And here's Jack in the back listening to them. And what the translator says is, we need to get rid of him. Oh no, that's dangerous. That means Jack is in danger. Ding, 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 ding. He needs to get out of that truck right now.
No, he can just use the laser.
Oh, you think so? Taking a long drag on his cigarette, which Miss Camp is very unhappy about. Someone needs to talk to him about that. He's smarter than I thought. He figured out the panda was taken out of the park and loaded onto a truck. It's only a matter of time before he realizes it was this one, this truck. Oh my goodness, what did these two boys just admit? Right in front of Jack. Oh boy, when Jack heard that, his eyes bulged. He knew there was something odd about Fong and Wong, but he would never have guessed they were involved in taking Ling, the panda. I agree. What? I'm not even saying this out loud. That's horrible. Wong laughed.
Let's kill him.
Jack gulped. Oh boy, this has gotten really serious. I think of all the books that you and I have read, I don't think we've ever had something so serious happen, so dangerous. I don't think any of our characters in any of our books have ever been in this kind of danger. So we better make sure he's okay before we stop for today. We can tell him we're taking him north through the park to the Great Wall, suggested Fong. We can say that there is someone there who knows something about the panda. So they're planning what they're going to say to Jack that is a lie. Perfect, said Wong. I like your plan. Well, it's a good thing that Jack has this translator to let him know what they're saying. That means that Jack can come up with a plan to out-trick them. Although Jack hadn't noticed it before, he realized as he watched Wong drive that he had the same scorpion tattoo as Fong on his left hand. If they have the same tattoo in the same place, then it might mean that they are in the same gang or group of people together. Maybe a group of people who are not doing good things. Fong turned round to talk to Jack as Wong continued to drive north through the reserve. Jack quickly moved the secret language decoder out of the way. We're going to take a little drive, he said to Jack, out of the park and towards the Great Wall of China. Wong says that there is someone on the way who knows about the panda. I think we should check it out. That means we should look into it. Sure, Fong, said Jack calmly. Oh my goodness, how can Jack be calm at a time like this? I would not be calm. Oh boy. Well, we can see here that Jack is running to the next page. So here's Jack pretending to go along with the plan. I love this word pretending. That means that tells us, the readers, that he's not really going along with the plan. He has another plan he's coming up with in his mind. We just don't know what it is yet. He says, I would love to meet the contact, the person they know. Fong turned back round in his seat with a sly smile on his face. You know, when we see sly, we think of sly like a fox. He thinks that he's being tricky. He thinks that he's tricking Jack. Boy, it's going to be pretty great when we see that Jack tricks him instead. Jack looked through the window. They passed a sign which read, you are now leaving the Wolong Nature Reserve. Have a nice day. Jack laid the secret language decoder on the seat next to him and closed his eyes. He couldn't believe this was happening. He was being hijacked by two criminals who wanted him. Miss Camp doesn't like that word. He needed to escape from Fong and Wong before they got to the Great Wall. But how was Jack going to get away from two people who were stronger than he was and from a truck that was traveling at 50 miles per hour? He needed to be patient. Jack was going to have to wait for an opportunity. He just hoped that break would come soon, that lucky break, like when Jigsaw learned about the Twinkie. What was it? The big yellow Twinkie?
Big yellow Twinkie.
Right. That was his lucky break. Well, Jack also needs a lucky break right here. That would be his opportunity to escape. Well, guess what? We just got to the end of slide 59 out of 59. So we also are going to need to be patient and wait for our opportunity to find out how Jack escapes from this dangerous situation. Oh, I can't wait until Wednesday. But before we go, we're going to take
Not Wednesday, it's tomorrow.
Oh, no, your mom and I chatted today. We're switching from Tuesday to Wednesday this week only. Now, before we go, I'm going to show you the Great Wall. Yeah.
I know the Chinese is called 万里长城.
All right, hang on a minute here.
Chinese is called 万里长城.
I'm going to ask you to tell me that in just a minute. So hang on. Now, tell me again, Archie, how do you say the Great Wall of China in Chinese?
Chinese. 万里长城.
Okay, well, this is the Great Wall of China that they have been talking about. So here we can see, we're going to just take we're going to take a look at a few pictures here. Have you ever gone here?
Yes.
Is it really cool?
Yes.
Look at all those stairs. Oh boy.
That's not stairs.
Not steps?
No steps. Just a road. Not stairs.
It sure is beautiful area.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've seen that, right?
Yes.
That one is a little bit too small. I like this one right here. So this is the Great Wall of China. Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's so exciting. Okay, well, it is time for us to say so long. Cheddar chip. Bye, Archie.